Financing. The bank, the vault, they have the money. They might very well be the biggest roadblock between where you are right now and wanting to buy this business and actually being able to buy this business. If you're like most people, you probably have only gone through 1, 2, or 3 different commercial financings in your entire life, and that's likely not your strength. Perhaps it is, and if it is, that's amazing. I've been working with business owners for over 15 years now and have been involved in over $250 million worth of transactions, and every transaction is unique and different, and every transaction typically has a home of best fit. Just because you've been banking with, let's call out the big blue and gold, Royal Bank of Canada, for the last 20 years since you had a savings account when you were 4 years old, doesn't necessarily mean that they want to support you. A lot of people have had those experiences and walked away disappointed. Just because your one bank said that they're not interested in supporting you doesn't mean that it's not a good deal. There's a bank out there for every business. What's the first thing that we're going to need for this banker? Well, we're going to need a purchase and sale agreement or a letter of intent that's executed between you and the buyer, you and the seller. And that offer or letter of intent is going to have all the details of what it is that you're buying and what the cost is. Let's get our plan together. So we've got our offer in place. We know that we have the money to go into this thing. Yes, you might have some other assets out there that you might have to refinance, but let's make sure that we can prove to the banker that we have enough money for our down payment, and not just our down payment, but the continued operations of that business. So there's probably going to be some working capital, a little bit of money on the side, a safety reserve, make them feel comfortable. They're going to want a set of financial projections for the business. Simple income statement and a simple balance sheet, because we're dealing with simple businesses, and let's not get into anything overly complex. Complex is the enemy of execution here. So take the historical financial statements that we have, that we know, that we understand, and let's almost mirror them. Let's add a little percentage here for sales. Let's add a little percentage here for expenses because inflation happens. But let's make sure that our projections aren't scary. And let's make sure that we've taken into consideration what the loan coverage might end up being for that bank. So we have an idea of what we want. So for example, I'm buying a business, a lot of programs out there, 5 to 10 year amortization, interest rates somewhere between 4 and 7%. Let's come up with something hypothetical and let's put it in there so we show them how we're going to pay them back. That's really important. You might need your accountant for this. You might want to give somebody like us a call. There's probably somebody in your market that can help you with this, and it should be very simple. Very simple. So we've got our deal. We've got our money. We've got our projections. That's the first thing that they're going to look at, is financial. The second part that they're going to look at is you. Who are you? What's your past experience? What have you done that's been good? What businesses have you owned or not? What management positions have you had? And how does that relate to this business? The job is to help give them the confidence that you have the ability to run this business as good or better than the existing owner does. Maybe you've done some research on the industry, and maybe there's some aspects of the business in this industry that you have a really good skill set at, that you have a really strong passion at. Let's make sure that they know this. So we've got a profile of yourself, nothing extensive, a one-pager. We also want a one-pager business plan, nothing extensive, but a one-pager business plan. Simplified. Here are some of the core areas of opportunity, 2 or 3 immediate areas of opportunity that you know that this business has not really gone after, likely because it's not that owner's strength, but it is your strength. And the biggest thing is to help answer their questions as quickly as possible, to show that you're on the ball, to show that you have a full understanding of what is going on with this business. You're raising their confidence. Little strategy here, every once in a while along the way. Drop them a note. Just want to make sure you've got everything that you need. Thus far, things are going along really well with the others that we're talking with. So far, the work that I've done with you is amazing. Our discussions are awesome. I'd love to continue this discussion and see where we can make it happen. And let's talk about where our expectations are, what our next steps are. So if they've promised to get back to you, this is your first step, is to get a discussion paper from them that outlines some of the general terms and conditions. This is what we really want from them before we can move it forward, before we commit to working with them. That's what our goal is to get this discussion paper from them. Let's keep focused on that. This is our objective. Let's make them feel good. Encourage them that they've been doing amazing work, that the communication has been awesome, making sure that they have all the paperwork and the documentation. Let's get them to own this process. And just a little bit of that there's other people out there that you're working with. Let's not let fear get in the way. Let's get back to that state of mind and know that there are multiple banks out there that want your business. They do. So, have we covered everything off? I'm going to rerun through everything one more time. So we've got a purchase and sale agreement. We've got a lot of documentation that we've received from the seller. We've got our financial plan. We've got our little business plan. We've got our overview of who you are. We've got our strategy on how we're going to get the bank repaid. And typically, that's going to be enough for them to get you a discussion paper or a term sheet that helps you understand what it is that they need to do, what their program looks like, their process looks like, before they can say, yes, we have an approval and you can get your deal closed now. Let's work hard on that. Let's make sure that you have at least 2 discussion papers so you can determine what's best fit for you and for your business long term based on what your plans are. But let's keep in the state of mind that people want your business, especially given the fact that you are going to grow this business. It is going to become more profitable, and this is good for everybody. So thank you very much. I hope this added value. Your success is our passion. We want to keep it simple. Give us a call, drop us an email anytime. We're happy to help. Thank you so much.